Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name is Josh. Today we just got a little bit of a different video. I'm just going off vibes because I had just watched the Michael Jackson movie. Holy shit, it's good. I grew up as a Michael Jackson fan. I don't know if you knew this, but my earliest memory was of the Thriller music video and how scared I was of it because of the zombies. And it's a big cultural moment. We're going to take a look at all the allegations and has it been proven that Michael is who they think he is. As a huge Michael Jackson fan, there's some bias, but I'm going to look into it. I'm actually going to take a look with you guys today. Also, I left a comment on an Instagram. Okay, we'll get to it, but I left a comment on an Instagram post where I just troll people because I love doing it. And I got destroyed and roasted, but we're going to talk about this because the lady, I didn't realize she did a clap back. So now I have to clap back. So let's go. Okay, so before we get into the Michael Jackson thing, okay, you guys have to know that when I'm on Instagram and you see my comments all over Instagram, it's likely I'm just trolling people because I hate social media, right? I honestly, I doom scroll all the time, I'll give you that, mostly on Twitter or X, but like, I'll get into an algorithm because I have to be chronically online to do what I do. I'm admitting that I am chronically online because in order to be a content creator, you really have to be chronically online. However, I don't watch like long form YouTube videos or anything. I scroll on Instagram and just let the algorithm take me to weird, strange places, and I love it. Okay, sometimes I get into a loop where it's just nothing but sad, and I cry for like, I don't know, because sometimes you need a cry, right? And you guys will get it because I will post them, and people get mad because I get some of the saddest ones, and sometimes I get into some weird ass algorithms with the weirdest people, and I love it. And sometimes I get into the funny ones, and you'll see me post them as I go. You can always tell when I'm online because I'm reposting the little reels. So I'm not like chronically online all day long. Like I have a lot to do. I do my videos here. I get outside. I have so much yard work to do and things to do around the house that's taking up all my time. But when I get my downtime or I watch the Blue Jays game or something, I'm literally scrolling because I love my algorithm. All that to say, when you see me in a comment section and I leave a comment like this, okay, this lady is called Desby __. I don't know who she is, but it's just like you just came across my timeline. I didn't seek you out. You happen to be there. And I just happen to be in a mood. That's basically most of my comments on Instagram, okay? I'm trying to elicit a response. It doesn't pay me anything. It's so funny. But I wrote, ban these sunglasses because every influencer is wearing these 1998 EDM sunglasses and I hate them. Okay. And now do I have a reason to hate them? No, I don't like them. That's it. Like baggy ass jeans. I don't like those either. Okay. I might be wrong, but I don't like them. It's just my personal taste. And so I always make it known to the world. There was one lady who did like had her husband spray tan her with like a professional spray can. And I'm like, well, this is so dystopian. And did I get raked over the coals, man? Did I tell you? Cause like these women, I got to give you women some credit. Okay. Because you go to bat for each other for some, but only if it's a man saying the things that you're thinking. Just so you're aware, it's kind of double standardy. But I wasn't making fun of her looks. I think she's quite literally pretty. She got cool tattoos. I'm sure she's a nice lady. Probably not, but I just don't like the sunglasses. That's it. But man, read the comments that happened after this. This is amazing. Watch this. Desby writes, I didn't even realize it was her that wrote back. She writes back, she says, the dad of YouTube making fun of a mom that's passionate about other moms being able to show up as their best. That sucks. Lady, I got 359 likes. You beat me. You ratioed me. But like, can I be real here? I wasn't making fun of making fun of a mom. I wasn't making fun of you. I was making fun of your sunglasses. The fact that these influencers can't separate themselves from like what they're wearing is crazy. I'm like, did I say anything about you? No. I just said your sunglasses should be banned. Like many other things should be banned. Okay? I'm just saying, I don't like the sunglasses. I wasn't trying to start a fight. But this is funny, okay? Then another one writes, wow, dad of YouTube being hateful. I just don't like your sunglasses. I don't like them. Okay? I'm sorry. I think they're stupid. And then here goes the thing, because they have nothing else. They suck at it. They suck at roasting. They can't do anything. And they make fun of my hairline. That's it. They go right to the hairline because they you honestly think that men are just like, they think I'm crying in a shower, biting a towel. She made fun of my hairline. It's all they have. It's literally, you know what? It makes me feel good though, because if that's all they have. But ban your hairline, get the F out. I mean, I'm sick of the old roast. Like, it doesn't really work anymore, but it's funny, sort of, right? Because they don't realize that, like, they're mad at me for making fun of a woman's looks, which I'm not, by the way, making fun of her sunglasses. They're mad at me for that. And in order to get back at me, they make fun of my looks and they don't see the irony. They're very upset with me making fun of looks. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm make fun of your looks. But I thought you didn't like it when people did that. So what you're saying here is that it's okay to do that. Do you not get what you're seeing? Anyway, why isn't it always an overweight guy with a shitty beard and receding hairline that has a hate on a woman? I don't know why it always is. I can't explain it to you. How like, you guys suck at this, man. Get better at roasting. That's why when you see these comedy roasts, there's only like 2 women in the entire world that get up there, and they're really good at it. There's like 500 you can pick from dudes. Because dudes are just better at roasting people. Let's be real. Her glasses, bro, your hairline, no bean. And again, when you have a private profile, don't come at me. Okay? Because you're scared to show yourself. Let's be real. And I wrote back to Desby, not bashing the sunglasses. I'm sure she's a nice lady, not realizing I was responding back to her. Right? Anyway, just no bashing. I'm just bashing the sunglasses. I'm sure she's a nice lady, I say. Then this person says, bro, your hairline left the chat 6 years ago. Bick that shit or shit your bitch ass up, cul-de-sac ass head. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Again, why it's always private profiles? If you're making fun of my looks, let me see your looks. That's not fair. Again, here's another one. Yoda Bees writes, straight to body shame and hypocritical at that. Don't forget your husband's Rogan at the store. Oh no, he's coming to bat for me. Thank you. Thanks, you Tobies. I appreciate that, man. His hairline, girl, your weight. That's awesome. And then this person says, what did you hope to gain from this comment? Honestly, I want to fight in comment sections. I really do. I honestly just spout shit all over Instagram and I have a blast doing it because I do it. I'll show you some more. Like, if you see me out in the wild in some random comment section, it's because I'm just in a mood. Okay, I just do it. I do it for fun. Truthfully, totally unnecessary. I don't know. Okay, shut up, Go Bundy. And then he's clapping back. My weight, is that all you got? LMFAO. Like, you're mad at him for not coming with a harder roast when all your hairline. Guys don't give a shit. They don't care, man, unless you're a looks maxer. I don't give a shit. I don't care. You're bad at roast. There's a million things you can roast me for. My fat ass, my normal size nipples. Okay, I get it, right? But just the hairline, it's so bad. You're so bad at this. Because I can't fix my hair. That's genetics. That's testosterone. I'm sorry about that. But you can fix the way you look, and you're not doing it. Then McCrae writes, Desby, he's not hating on you. He's joking about your glasses. Stop being so sensitive. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate you. And then someone's Chewy Chase says this. Yes. Women makes a video calling out dads using weapons. I didn't even watch the video. I just looked at sunglasses. I don't even know what she's talking about here. Calling out dads using weaponized incompetence. Okay, like it's only one way. Okay. Random YouTube and dad comments to make fun of her appearance. Color us all shocked. Y'all suck, man. Do better. Hey, Chewy Che, do me a favor. Kiss my ass. And then she writes another one. She's real mad. She's mad I don't like these sunglasses, these ugly sunglasses. They're ugly. Okay? You're real mad about the sunglasses. That one hit a nerve, huh? Being a bully at your big age is so... Like, what do you mean hit a nerve? What did I say? Did I say something to her? I didn't say something to her. Oh, I did. I wrote back, so respect your elders and shut your bitch ass up. I did say something to her. Again, they're like, they really want to hit a nerve. They really want you to hit a nerve. But I'm like, lady, I wasn't even talking to you. Like, let the adults talk here. I wasn't talking to you. So you talk about hitting a nerve for me. Clearly, I hit a nerve for you. Because I don't like these ugly sunglasses. And she writes back, Chewy Che writes, respect your elders. How do you think I am, dude? And the irony, you're telling me to respect someone after this. Lady, you're too butthurt. Go to the library or something. Go touch some grass. This is Instagram comment section. Relax. Okay, Chewy Che. Rye Johnson 123 says, Josh, what the F? I've been a big fan of yours for years and normally support your message, but Des absolutely does not exploit her kids. Again, am I not allowed to be on the internet unless it's talking about people exploiting? Like, I don't understand this logic of people who follow me. I'm on the internet otherwise talking about other things. Is that okay with you? Like, I'm serious. Is that okay with you? I just don't like the sunglasses, folks. Like, what's the big deal? Am I not allowed to not like ugly sunglasses? Is that not my prerogative? Is that okay with you? Desby said, we found the loser dad that can't take care of his kids for a weekend. You got me all pegged right there. Not. I'm one of the best dads in the entire world. Okay, you can ask my wife. I literally am the best dad in the world. Just so you're aware. Take care of my kids for a weekend. I guess that's maybe what she's talking about in the video, that her husband is a loser or something like that, maybe. Someone says here, Utobi, my husband looks good. He doesn't have give a single shit about his hair. His face card never declines. But I love to tease him about it. I don't have to body shame, but we as women take so much of it online. I'm going to just go right to the heavy hitters. This guy's a loser. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. Your husband too. Anyway, the comments are all weird in Instagram. Desby, why not have best humans? Why segregate? You can't support men. I don't know what that means. Depends. Did you also taking care next time when he goes on beer with? No idea where this argument went. Someone here. Look, another MAGA Christ is King beta male in the comment section. You don't have to be MAGA to say Christ is King. You just have to be a Christian. But that's the problem with the world right now. And I'm actually kind of pissed at MAGAs for taking that, to be honest with you. Okay? Not a MAGA. Canadian. Women's appearance. Again, it's the sunglasses. It's just the sunglasses. Why can't you separate the two? If you're wearing ugly clothes, there's nothing to do with your appearance. Well, I guess it's your appearance, but not like you can change that by getting better sunglasses. You know what I mean? Just go get better ones. Those are ugly. Look like you got them at the dollar store. They're terrible. Imagine looking like this commenting on other people's videos. His hairline, your face. There you go, another one in support of me. Anyway, there's one that wrote something here. Am I supposed to feel hurt? Again, you are hurt. Keep commenting. Again, there's other people arguing it's awesome amongst themselves. This is why I do this for, because people start arguing amongst themselves and I just scroll. And often, sometimes I will leave a comment and forget that I left the comment, and I will never, because I don't go back. And then I'll click the little heart and see, hey, what's going on over here? And I'll see what. Oh yeah, I said something here, and I click it. It's like this. It's like weeks went by and I forgot I did it. Anyway, they're arguing together, making fun of sunglasses. There's one girl that here. I think it's this one. Holland Bloom Style Co. says, Josh, take one look in the mirror before you ever come after what someone's wearing in their appearance again. And I was like, someone says, Ben, my haircut. What haircut? I just get a short haircut. And then I wrote, I wouldn't talk, lady. You look like a cave woman who wants to be an influencer. That's what I said to Holland Bloom. Because again, I came back. This was like weeks after I made this post, or a week after, and I didn't know people were roasting me. And so she got lucky and I roasted her, right? And then she said, sometimes the joke strikes herself. And then she did a clapback, which I didn't know she did. Okay? So I go to her, because whenever I do a clapback at somebody, I got to go look at their page, because I got to find out how to make fun of them. This is how it works on the internet, folks. Okay? But she did a clapback. She has 19,000 followers. Not bad. And she did a clapback against me. Where is it? Here.
Me? Yes?
Oh, just say the jokes write themselves. I see what you're saying, because I'm ugly. I get it. I know I'm ugly. That's the thing. I can take away your ammo. I know I'm a potato, fat-looking, ugly, bald guy. I get it. But I do it with pride, right? The problem with that, though, unfortunately for you, is that this is what you style people in. Now, I know a lot of you women are like, I don't see the problem, Josh. Well, then you're not a dude, because all this shit that this lady puts out there are, where are you wearing this? Explain to me where you're wearing this. You look like toddlers and tiaras. Where are you wearing this? And I notice that you have no comments on this shit. That's because you pick ugly clothes. Look what she's wearing. Where's the one that just came up? I was like going through shit because I need to make fun of her. And I'm like, man, I hope there's something to make fun of her. And voila, there it is. What are you wearing right here? Look like you're going to the Griswolds for Christmas dinner. What are you wearing here? Why are your pants too short? Where are these loafers? You're in the mafia? What are you? You cannot come make fun of me. Okay, when you're built like an 11-year-old boy. Sorry, I'm sorry there. And your face, again, you talk about my face card. I get it. If I saw you out in public like this, you're definitely driving a Subaru. 100%. Okay, you're definitely. I don't know if you're married. It sounds like you said you're a single mom, or you're a mom that works or whatever. Your poor husband. Like, did you steal his golf shirt? Why do you wear the pants that don't go to the bottom? Tell me this isn't fashion right now that's coming in, because if that is, I'm going to be pissed. It's already bad enough as it is. but spare me. I got some roasts for you, okay? Because you look like a burnt boot on top of shitty fashion. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I've had many new followers, not as many as you think. I'm Maddie Pelster, the owner of Holland and Bloom Style Company. And I want to start by saying thank you for being here and looking at my short pants. I'm so happy to be here for my short pants. At least my hairline has a decency to retreat, okay? Because your personality ran away a long time ago with that ugly ass nose of yours, okay? These pants are pissing me off. What do you, like... Why do you have Doritos for earrings? Why are you worried about my hairline when your whole forehead has its own zip code? That's weird to me. It's like a solar panel. Extend the pants a little bit. Please, for the love of Pete, with the pants. Look, I have a bad hairline, I get it. But imagine having to put filters on your shit just to put it out to the internet. I will give her credit, though. It doesn't look like she fills her face full of fillers, which is really nice. You know what I mean? Look like you're taking a shit out in the woods. What are you doing over here? What are these posts? And this is like, okay, for the engagement... My post making fun of her has one of her most engaged posts. This is awesome. Okay, is your cat taking a shit on your foot? Because I had a dream about that yesterday. I don't know which one's worse. Your eyebrows or your nose? You look like Taylor Frankie Paul the night she got arrested. What's going on? You do look like a cave person. Check your jawline before you check my hairline, okay? Please, let's do that. Anyway, all that to say, these sunglasses are ugly, and that lady here is chopped. And I know that because I'm also chopped. Okay, you can't come for someone. You can't. It doesn't work when I already know it. You know what I mean? Come on. I want to hear your best roast though. What's your name? Holland and loser with your tiny damn pants. Here, I want to hear your best roast. And you cannot mention my hairline. Come up with something better. Look, I got a big ass nose too, just like you. We're nose friends. Okay, but it's different from me because I'm better than you, and I always will be. Because your fashion is absolute trashing. Get it? Anyway, let's move on to Michael Jackson. Really, really, really good, okay? So if you've not seen the Michael Jackson movie, and I know that people are divisive over Michael Jackson's whole legacy, but I've been a Michael Jackson fan since I was little. Again, my first memory I can ever think of was watching Michael Jackson's Thriller, having my head in my mom's lap and being scared of it, okay? That's literally my first memory. My second memory is sticking a fork in a socket in that same apartment and like being afraid to plug something in until I was 12, okay? And the third memory was my mom... or my biological father getting arrested because my mom had stabbed him in his arm. Those are my three first memories. Isn't that crazy? And you can go hear my whole story on my life story on my channel. It's really, really important when you watch that. Helps you understand more about who I am. It's in a playlist. Go watch it. Grab some tissues. It's quite a sad story, but I've come outside of that story and I'm a better person for it, a better dad, better everything. I just did the opposite of how I was raised, basically. And now I'm a good dad. Again, my earliest memory, Michael Jackson. I was born in 79, so grew up in the 80s. Michael Jackson was huge. At that time, Michael Jackson's Thriller record was massive, and I just became a huge fan of Michael Jackson, and I just always was. I loved music growing up, and Michael Jackson was a big part of a lot of our childhood. So, it's nostalgia, a lot of it, right? A lot of us who grew up in the 80s and stuff like that, we are very, very nostalgic for a time that will never exist anymore. Michael Jackson is a big part of that, right? I still listen to my 90s playlists and it still brings me back, and I still have many thoughts about my childhood. I had a shitty childhood, but at the same time, there's lots of great stuff that happened too, right? We all of us have. It can't all be bad, obviously. And I had a lot of great times as a child. The music was a big part of that. So Michael Jackson was a big part of that. And, all the allegations came out, and then, Michael Jackson died in, I think, 2009, and all the allegations came out, and they made a documentary called Finding Neverland, and it was, like, pulled off HBO. But in the end, I just wanted to find out, literally, truly, like, are these allegations legit about Michael Jackson, and can I feel good about supporting the music or the legacy of someone that did that? No, I wouldn't be able to if it was proven that Michael Jackson was a pedo. I wouldn't be able to support his music and go watch his movie and support it. But I did a little research and I figured it out. I remember watching Finding Neverland 2 and being like, whoa, that's a hard one to overcome right there. But watching the movie gave me a new kind of outlook, and I understand that's written from a point of bias because it's written by his family, and they have the inside scoop, and but they didn't shy away from the abuse and Joe and all the legacy of all that kind of stuff, what happened to Michael Jackson, how he's raised. But it really gave me an insight into who he really, really was, because Jafar Jackson, if you didn't know, played Michael Jackson. It's his actual nephew. Holy shit. I gotta say this right off the top. Jafar Jackson, absolutely mind-blowingly incredible. There's nobody else you could have picked that could have been as good or better. Nobody. He actually sang some of these parts, but Jafar Jackson's actually a singer. An incredible singer, by the way. He's even got the tenor, and he's even got the way that Michael Jackson sings, the high-pitched thing. So he learned over 3 years how to dance, how to sing and act just like Michael Jackson. And of course, he's being part of the family. He has an inside look more than anybody else. He can call up any of his aunts and uncles and anybody in his family who knew Michael Jackson very closely and said, give me all the things. And I don't know if he grew up with Michael Jackson. He's very young. I think he grew up and knew him when he was little. But again, aside from it's not Nepo. There's no way this is Nepo. It doesn't make sense it's Nepo. He did such an amazing job that you almost forgot that it was Jafar Jackson doing it. That's how good he did in this role, okay? It was filmed very, very high end. Like, they spent millions and millions and millions of dollars making this film. It was so good. Like, I can't express to you how good it is, but it also gave me a glimpse of, Michael Jackson has always come across as a very gentle, passive person who didn't want to fight, who was always about peace. Was he weird? Yeah. There's no way you can admit that he's not a weirdo. The kid was raised from a child to be an entertainer and was one of the most famous entertainers from the time he was 8 until he died. Okay? If not the most famous musical entertainer of our lifetimes. And I mean, that includes the Beatles, that includes Elvis Presley. And if you're mentioning them all in the same sentence, they're all there together. Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, the Beatles, they're all kind of together. I don't think there's another pop star that's ever going to be as big or is as big as Michael Jackson. Not even close. They didn't have social media. So you get all these artists today who got access to social media, you've access to them 24 hours a day, and they're still not as big as Michael Jackson ever will be. Okay? He was the biggest thing in the entire world. People would pass out and when they saw him perform. His performances are still talked about today. His production on his records are still sometimes often better than most productions today. For the time it was created, the production from the 70s and 80s, unheard of how good that production is. Okay? So the legacy exists because of how talented he was. Okay? In the movie, I need you to go see it. Unless you're adamantly think that he's a pedo, nothing will change your mind. Okay, cool. I understand why you're not going to, and you should stand by your values on that, okay? But if you think that there's no evidence of it, which we're going to look at here in a second, then you should go see this movie because it is actually amazing, especially if you grew up like I grew up with Michael Jackson, okay? It is so good, and it's part 1. There's a part 2 coming. And I like movies like this. I like watching artists their biopics or biopics. I got roasted for saying that once. I called it a biopic. It's a biopic. I like biopics that are really good, and some of them are better than others, obviously. But the Elvis one was really good too. I like watching biopics of musical artists and the way that they lived, and you get a kind of an inside look because the people that they bring into these productions can give you more information on the back end of things. Really, really cool. I'd like to see a really, really good biopic of Tupac. I know there are some out there, but there's none that rise to this level. Biopics of Biggie, I'd like to see. There's lots of biopics I'd like to see. Straight Outta Compton is such an amazing biopic. I'd like to see one about Eminem, which is sort of like 8 Mile, but not really. But I'd like to see real biopics of. I love it. I love them all. Okay, but this one was This one was by far the best one I've ever seen. Okay, so freaking good. I left that theater, called my wife instantly and said, "You have to go watch this. I'm going to see it again. That's how good it is, and I need you to go see it." But all that to say, here's the evidence. I know I asked ChatGPT a lot of stuff, but I asked. I said the Michael Jackson situation is incredibly divisive because there was never a single definitive legal resolution that settled everything out in the public mind. So it's all been judged. Everybody judges this based on public perception. There has never been a legal case against Michael Jackson that has gone through and said, yeah, this happened. There's been documentaries, there's been allegations, been a lot of these people come out and say a lot of things, but there's never been one legal thing. Not one. You could even say that Trump has a legal thing against him by, what's her name? That old lady that he met at a Bloomingdon's or something one time, and she's like, he did something to me in a dressing room. At least there is one legal thing that you can stand on for that and say, well, he was tried civilly and he lost civilly to that case. Okay, so there is that. But with Michael Jackson, there's none of that. There's not one legal or a criminal case that has landed against him that has landed against his favor. Not one. So when you're saying these things, you just have to take consideration the victims, if there are victims, and the people that they have that they said are victims that came out, like Macaulay Culkin, who was his friend. My take on this whole Michael Jackson thing has always been this. Michael Jackson just grew up really weird. He's a weirdo. He was developmentally arrested as a young child because he never got to be a young child. And if you watch the movie, you'll see this. A part of it is like, hey, why don't you have any friends? He's like, because I just don't. I'm different than everybody else. And he was born to be an entertainer. He was exploited by his father. He's exploited by the industry. He's exploited by everybody around him. And it's a sad case of exploitation. But he never got to live a normal childhood. He was always, as soon as they became famous as a Jackson 5, they moved to a gated community, a gated palace, and then he was left out and he just had to work his whole life. So he never got to experience what it was like to be a child. Never once. And so he was developmentally arrested. I honestly don't believe that he was R-ing children. I think he was a child at his heart for his whole life. And I think he just wanted to be around kids because he felt most connected. Is it weird and creepy? Yes. 100%. But this is a guy who was literally exploited, didn't get any professional help, and was kept in that bubble because he made a lot of people millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Okay? And so, yes, it was weird what he did, but and maybe not innocent, but at the same time, I don't think that he was doing what they said. That's just my take on it. Because, again, there's no criminal or civil case that ever won against him, or his estate, by the way. Okay, so he's just a weirdo. And that's one thing for sure. Look at the top artists in the world, including musical artists, including artists, including anybody that's creative and are top of their game. This is what I was thinking about when I was cutting the lawn the other day. I was having my lawn thoughts. Is that the people who are the most creative at the top of their fields are often the most fucking weird. They're the weirdest because they've dedicated their entire personalities and lives to these things and are immersed in nothing but the art that they're in and the culture that they're in. That they don't have anybody that's ever been around them because they've always isolated themselves. Like talking about like the weird, like the best artists in the world that we grow up looking at, and the best authors and the smartest individuals who created the biggest science. All of them are the weirdest fucking people you'd ever meet in your life. That's just, that goes across. I'm sure there's some that aren't, but they're all weird. You can't argue with me on that. Every single one that's the top of their game in art and weird and culture like that, they're all weird. So Michael Jackson, to me, he's just a weirdo who was developmentally arrested as a child and wanted to hang out with children, which is weird. Also, he's dangling his baby over the balcony. He shouldn't have done that. Criminally, Michael Jackson was investigated multiple times, accused by several boys and men over decades, tried in 2005 on child M charges, and was acquitted on all criminal court counts in that trial. He was never criminally convicted of child SA, and that's a major reason many fans strongly defend him. So this is the thing. You can, like, people who are out in the world talking about the Epstein things, and they only, like, for some reason, it's only Trump that they talk about. Because they hate Trump, and Trump's the most hated individual on planet Earth and the most loved. It's so weird to me. I am not a Trump fan. Never have been. Ever since the moment he ran for office and all the things came out, I'm just like, all he is, and this is the only thing I respect about him, is that he is a big giant middle finger to politics as they were. He was the antithesis to the politics of how they've been run, and he was the big middle finger to the establishment. That's all it was. He changed politics forever. You got to give him credit for that, right? But I'm not a fan of him, okay? And he has one credible, I don't know if it's credible, but the lady who did it, he has a civil responsibility that he was fined for or that he was sued for, but it's not criminal. It was civil, right? But he has that one, and that's why people stand on it. All that to say, there's like literally thousands of people who went out to Epstein, including some of the comedians that we were talked about earlier, including, you know, the more credible ones are not the ones you talk about the most. It's the ones who are least credible, because Trump was never credibly, you mentioned in the files a million times, he never went to the island, never did any of that stuff, and people just like, oh yeah, he did this stuff. He didn't. There's none. But you know who did? It was the Clintons. They did 100%, and there's proof and evidence, but no one ever talks about that. Why? It's weird. Anyway, I'm pissed about that, but glad he's dead. That's for sure. Epstein deserved to be dead, but the fact that nobody has been, except for him and Ghislaine, have been held accountable for this is actually crazy, because there are literally thousands and thousands of people that partook into what Epstein was serving. Thousands of them. Thousands, and nobody is getting in trouble for it. Nobody. So I get that you want to see Trump held accountable for that, if he did indeed do that. But why are you not seeing it, but the thousands of others that are way more credibly attached to it? Way more. Why are you not talking about that? You get so pissed about one thing, but you're not talking about the ones who are like credibly attached to it. Anyway, that's the whole thing with Michael Jackson too. Why people still believe the allegations. The repeated allegations across decades. Jackson admitting he shared beds with children, which again, shouldn't have done that. It's really creepy. Large civil settlements like the 1993 Chandler settlement. Testimony and patterns described by accusers, and the detailed accounts by Leaving Neverland. In Leaving Neverland, the movie. And if you haven't seen it, you should try to find a copy of it and go watch it. I'm not saying you shouldn't. It is a really, really powerful documentary, and it really, really, like, it's very powerful. That's all I'm saying. Others argue there's no physical evidence proving abuse. Several accusers changed their stories over time, which is very telling. Some lawsuits were dismissed. There were financial motives involved, obviously. That's one big thing with Michael Jackson's estate. I think it's worth something like $3 billion today. And people are looking for paychecks. So you have to put that into consideration every single time. And there were FBI investigations that never produced criminal charges. Not saying that means anything, because look at Epstein. Probably thousands of investigations, a lot of it was buried. No criminal charges on Epstein? Like, that's crazy to me. So culturally, it never resolved cleanly. So there are people who believe it because there are settlements, and settlements, if someone is settling, to me, I also think that's kind of, I mean, for an estate of this size, settling probably often saves you more money than it does to fight it, so I get that, but settling often, they must be guilty, right? What happened with Leaving Neverland? Leaving Neverland was a 2019 HBO documentary featuring Wade Robson and James Safechuck describing alleged abuse by Jackson. It was a huge cultural moment. It won awards, got massive press, damaged Jackson's image temporarily, not temporarily, long term. Led to radio stations and events distancing themselves from the music. Remember when that came out and people stopped playing Michael Jackson? Now, all of a sudden, if you listen to the radio again, he's back being played. Because it all got to be fleshed out in a court of public opinion, because that's all we have right now. It's all you can do. And people started thinking, okay, because then their story started changing and things started coming out about the accusers, right? Trying to get paydays is really what they thought. Was it pulled? Yes, it was pulled. It was removed from HBO in 2024 after a long legal battle between HBO and the Jackson estate. The estate argued HBO violated a 1992 non-disparagement agreement tied to Jackson's concert special. HBO and the estate fought for years over arbitration and contract issues. Both sides dismissed their claims. HBO removed the documentary from Max. Reports later said that removal was tied to a settlement. So it wasn't removed because they thought they're being held wrong. What about the accusers' lawsuits? Wade Robson and James Safechuck filed civil suits against Jackson-related companies. Those lawsuits had a messy history. Initially dismissed, later revived on appeal in parts, and then narrowed again. A lot of online discussion incorrectly says the cases were proven false. That's not accurate. But it's also inaccurate to say Jackson was legally proven guilty. Neither happened. So it's still just kind of open, right? But if it was such a set dead case, then it should have been settled, and they didn't, and because they're fighting for it. Michael Jackson is one of the rare celebrities where cultural impact, fandom, nostalgia, legal ambiguity, disturbing allegations all collide at once. It's true. People don't want it to be real. I don't want it to be real because I don't want there to be victims of children victims. I don't want that. But at the same time, I also understand that people were suing this guy because it's big paydays to be had when the estate is worth $3 billion. Okay, easy money. Especially if you're connected to the family, and you could be like, hey, I was connected to the family, and it's proven that I was. Others see media hysteria, unreliable witnesses, financial motives, posthumous targeting, and because Jackson died in 2009, there was never going to be another criminal trial to conclusively resolve publicly. Despite Leaving Neverland, Jackson's music is still massively streamed. Broadway's Michael Jackson the Musical succeeded. The major biopic called Michael was made, and its biggest one ever recorded, I think, in monetarily. His fan base remains enormous. So culturally, the documentary did not permanently cancel him the way many expected. That's true, it didn't, but it did. There's a lot of people who had their mind changed about him for sure. And so that's kind of where it is at right now. There's not really any definitive thing lying around it. I don't want to believe it. I believe this guy was just a weirdo who was never offered a chance to grow up, and he was around people that coddled him and were yes men his whole life. And he was just a weirdo. I don't think he did those things. I just don't. I could be wrong. I hope I'm right, because then there wouldn't be victims who did that, right? But I listened to his music, and the movie was absolutely incredible, okay? I say that I think you should go watch this movie. It's really, 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 really good. Like, especially if you're nostalgic like me, big time, for a time that didn't exist. So well done. The music is so good. And it's really less about his life. It is more about his life, but it's like there are big moments where the big cultural moments where Michael Jackson was shifting from bigger to bigger star in those moments where Jafar took on and literally embodied who Michael Jackson was. Then they were long. They weren't segments they just left out. They didn't just play half a song. They played the whole thing. And oh my gosh, you've got to go see it. And also over here, go leave them comments. Holland and Bloom Style Co. Go help me roast her. Please. Please do that. That caveman looking weird nose monster face. Get wrecked, dickhole. Everybody take a deep breath. Thanks for being here. Guys, if you see me out in the wild in Instagram comments, it's just because I'm just trolling. I love to troll people. So if you see me, come help me. You know what I'm saying? It's so much fun trolling people. And if you have those sunglasses, do me a favor. Okay, get rid of them. Some of you have them too. I know you do. Anyway, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. You're amazing, incredible, and valuable. Don't you forget it. You're some kind of something because someone has a crush on you. You don't even know it. I'll see you next time.